So you mentioned with Atomic Cannon specifically, there's a lot of lore in there.
Yeah,
Very
so
briefly, I wanted to ask more about that.
Atomic Cannon started as, just another attempt at a solo level because there was a big stretch of time where it was like an ongoing joke that I just could not finish like a solo project for whatever reason. It was always tough. Like I'd
Yeah,
always get like one or two parts deep and then I'd be like, okay, I'm bored of this now.
pass it on to someone
Um,
else, or
yeah,
even
pretty
just
much.
let the project die. I've had plenty of those.
Yep, I
Yeah,
think we've all kind of been there. So it
yeah.
just started out as another one of those, and the original inspiration was kind of based on Intercept by Viprin.
I'm trying to remember
Old,
specifically. There's a
yeah,
lot of
old
Viper levels that look
1.9.
pretty similar. No disrespect.
It has a very fast cube drop, and it's got a bunch of interesting timings at the beginning. That was a level that I, for whatever reason, stuck out in my mind. And a lot of things I tried to do were like inspired by some of that older stuff that I kind of grew up playing. So it started off as like, what if I made a level similar to this, but made everything faster and harder? So, the drop was like a 3 times cube with a lot of clicks. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, what if I made it faster? And so that's kind of where that originated from. Oh, man, this is so hard to like build and talk about things at
It
the
is,
same
it
time.
is, dude. Viz said the same when I recorded with him.
Yeah, that's kind of how it started off. All my solo projects started off like that. So I uploaded like a first preview of it with the beginning parts, and then I thought the gameplay that I had made for the drop was like horrendous.
Yeah.
But I even in the comment, I was like, "There's no way this level gets finished as a solo."
Oh
So, and
man.
then because of that, mental block, sitting completely untouched for 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
I finally was just like, I'm gonna do my best to finish it. And it ended up finishing it. I was like, no, a sequel would be too easy. What if I made 4 levels and
For
I just like
reference.
make each one harder, kind of inspire loosely each level off of something I played
I
and
love
that
that
I
you do
didn't
that.
do.
Like all of your levels, or seemingly from what you've explained, a lot of your levels have like context where you've enjoyed one level and thought of like direct inspiration, like, hey, I want to make something like that. And I really like that because that's what I create for. I want to build and like for people to maybe watch and be like, I want to make something like that. Or, like that looks inspiring for me. I really like hearing from you directly as like a creator that, well, I have watched for a while. You
Yeah.
think
Um,
pretty similarly.
Yeah, I think that's the one of the best ways to kind of get inspired by, if you have some sort of idea or have some sort of greater meaning to something, it makes the process a lot better. And I think the projects I have completed that I'm proud of add that to it. I got Atomic Cannon Mark II, which naming convention has some lore to it as well. Who comes up with that? Who comes up like, why don't you just name it Atomic Cannon 2? Part of it was I wanted to do something that was more memorable. And, I thought back all the way to the first mega collab part that I ever created, which was in a level by Rob Buck,
Oh
another name
my
that we haven't heard
gosh.
in a long
Dude,
time.
takes me back.
So that was a Dreamland Mark II. And so I thought about that. I was like, why don't I use that as a naming convention? And also, like, using the terminology mark is something that's mainly done in like military or weaponry or something like that. So it just kind of
Yeah.
all fell into place, like, atomic cannon, military, it worked out. And I thought there's positives, like it's something unique and memorable. Negatives is I'm going to have so many people asking me, what does this mean?
Yeah, but you get to be cool and mysterious and be like, oh, I just think it looks cool.